is very important when we are talking about inclusive workplace, okay, policies. This is two from the companies, the most important that companies have to think about. But the other two, okay, is from the higher education. Is what we can do. Important when we're talking about curriculum and exposure. So I believe you'll be also have the apa nama the curriculum that try to ensure that the logistic and supply chain program actively showcase the women leaders and case study. This is one of the example lah to ensure that everybody are aware how the importance of women leaders. Okay, this will help to dismantle the stereotype that logistic leadership is male only. So we have to abolish the male only for the logistics industry. So UB and UITM can play a very critical role by embedding resilient leadership, gender inclusive case study into the coursework. So maybe from here, students, okay, everybody of you, okay, will aware, okay, the importance of women leaderships, how women are also able to become a great leader in the logistic industry. And of course, academic cannot just work in silo. We have to collaborate between the industry and academia. So industry academia collaborations is important. For example, in terms of internship, can every one of you are going to go for the internship. So guest lecture like what I did today, can and applied research involving women leadership will help, okay, everybody of you to see the real career pathway. So this is especially impactful for female for ladies students here, considering the logistic career. Remember, logistic career is a backbone of the what we call it as the economics of any countries. So that's why logistics sector is very important. So it's not only for male, it's also for women, ladies. So every one of you here. So what empower? Okay, what is the principles for the woman empowerment? We have here four. I come up only four here. The first one is leadership commitment. Okay, so this is the principle, especially being adopted in Asian corporations, which we are always talking about the ESG. Okay, environmental, social, and governance. Okay, so the first one, the most important, everybody of you, all the leaders, women leaders here, the leadership commitment is important. Okay, gender equality must be driven from the top. When senior leaders publicize, okay, the commitments of women empowerment, it will send a strong signal throughout the organization. So that's why we have to empower the woman. We have to always showcase that women are also part of the company backbone to make decisions. Okay, so in Asian countries, companies like especially, okay, leadership commitment often determine whether empowerment initiatives success or fail. So meaning to say they are putting the KPI under the yearly. Okay, so empowerment, women empowerment. Number two, we are talking about the fair workplace practice. They need to have or introduce the equal pay for equal work, unbiased recruitment, and transparent performance evaluations. So this is necessary. So without fairness at the operational level, okay, empowerment remain unclear. So this is how, okay, the principles that we have to always ask, okay, the organization. Do we have the fair workplace or not? Okay, how about the woman leadership? Am I able to be one of the leader in the future or not? So what is the requirement for me to be a leader? So you have to ask, right? Number three, the principles is that education, training, and career advancements. So we as a ladies, not only ladies, like all the men here also, we have to continuously upskill and reskill. Okay, so meaning the continuous skill development is very important, is very essential, especially as supply chain become more digital. So we cannot be just at the hard base skills, but we need to be very good in soft skill as well. So we as a woman, we must give equal access, okay, to training in especially analytics, automations, and digital logistic tools. So guys, I want to tell you, everyone you here, which is beside the classroom, kan, when you have some free time, please go to the Excel. Learn Excel. Excel is very powerful tool. You can learn a lot of things, a lot of trick from the Excel, and most of the companies still using Excel to make a decision. because Excel is very powerful. Just now I mentioned about this ERP, Enterprise Resource Planning. So if the company have a budget, yes, they will use the Enterprise Resource Planning, yeah, system. But if they doesn't have it, they still use the Excel to make the apa nama, we call it as the decision making. So please find some time to learn Excel. Okay. And the last one is we are talking about the principle number 4, measurement and accountability. Okay, what gets measured get managed. Remember that. So, meaning organizations must have a track gender representations, promotion rates, how it looks like, and the leadership outcome. This also will align with the ESG, because under the ESG, they are talking about the sustainability. They are talking about this reporting framework. So this must be complied by the organizations. And I believe not only in Malaysia, Indonesia also are very sensitive with the ESG. So part of the ESG is measurement and accountability. Part of the measurement and accountability is we are talking about the gender representation. So guys, don't worry, ladies and gentlemen here, don't worry. Okay, we are not talking about this quota kan, like what we have discussed just now. We are talking about the talent. So if you think you are talented, just join the logistic industry. Okay, this before we come to the end. So this framework of actions ni emphasize universal actions, which is not isolated program. So it encourages organizations to integrate gender inclusions into strategy. Okay, into strategy, operations, and performance metrics. So we always measure our outcome through the performance. In logistics itself, okay, this means linking gender diversity directly to risk management, resilience, as well as performance outcome. So this act, enable, and influence is very important. The first one, we have to integrate gender into business strategy. Meaning here, gender inclusion should not be an HR initiative alone. So it must be integrated into supply chain risk management, resilient planning, as well as sustainability strategies. So this what as BSR report highlight. Okay, and then number 2, we should embed the inclusions into the operations. So meaning daily operations decisions from supplier selections, okay, to logistic planning should consider diversity and inclusion. For example, the most important, we are talking about the supplier diversity program will create more resilient and adaptable supply chain network. So that's why we have to link the gender diversity to the performance and resilience. So guys, remember that in unstable logistic environments like here, like in Malaysia, in Indonesia, in Southeast Asia, okay, this initiative will directly enhance the resilience. So we have to always link the gender diversity to the performance and resilience. And of course, the last one, we are talking about the system level collaboration here. Okay, so in order for us to ensure that, okay, we have to change, we are able to change the company's normal, okay, practice, okay, we have to ensure that the companies, the university, the government, and the industry are collaborate among others. So you'll be UITM have to collaborate. We also have to collaborate with the industry. We have to also collaborate with the government. So this will connect the gender inclusions with supply chain resilience. So I guess this become to the last slide. Okay, remember to the secret of getting ahead is getting started. So you have to understand how important you are in the logistic industry, how important of people, okay, leadership, inclusive talent utilization is also very important. So to all the students here, okay, we have near to 100 participants here. You are the future of supply chain leaders in Indonesia and Asia, and of course to all the academics. Okay, you shape the mindset that define their future. So thank you very much. I look forward for our discussion. Thank you.
Yes, Bu Siti, that's very insightful. Yeah, actually, from your presentation, actually, I also have insight. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Now you have end your presentation. I think it's a good, and you can see a lot of participants already. So we would like to all participants. Now we are come out in the session Q&A. So not only Q&A, but maybe you have comment, maybe you have, maybe participants have insight or they have their own opinion. I think it's a good place, a good opportunity to participant to share their opinion regarding female in logistic. So we are open to all participants. If you have question or your own opinion or your own insight, please do not hesitate. Raise up your hand, open your mic, you can also in the chat room and ask a question. So let me read your question or your comment on the chat room. If you are feel so still shy in the show out to your opinion, well, we don't mind to read your chat. So let me check. From Nettie, you have question. Please, so Nettie, we would like to, I believe you are confident enough. So if you don't mind you to open mic and open the webcam and raise your question, please.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Pak Stephen. Hello, good morning, good afternoon, Ibu Siti. It's very nice to meet you today. It's quite insightful presentation that you present earlier, but it's one thing that I would like to learn from Malaysian regulation is regarding not the leadership women, but about the task force in operational line. If we have some women in that line, because there would be, as you know, the logistic industry is 24 hours working hours, is quite long hours, and then also we will have to do traveling as well. So I would like to learn how the Malaysian company do this kind of inclusive workplace policy, as you said earlier before in your presentation, regarding the conflict of women in logistic when they have to do the long hours and then they have to do traveling, which is the conflict with the family responsibilities. Thank you very much.
Wow, that's very challenging questions, yeah. Because I'm from the academic, but from my friends' experience, yeah, because they are still in the industry. Okay, what they are doing now in the industry is that they keep everyone connected. So they always make sure that between suppliers, transporters, okay, warehouses, okay, and then the decision maker talks to each other, not only through the face-to-face, but they are also connected through the online system. So when we're talking about this, keep everyone connected means you are always being connected. But again, this is one of the challenges as well. So whenever we are being connected, we have to, in a way, have to work 24/7. Okay, so but the good thing is that when we are being always connected, we can be anywhere, anytime. Not necessarily that we need to be in office. So that one is one good thing. Okay, so that one point. Number two, we have to be very sensitive, be very flexible, like what I mentioned earlier. So meaning to say, here we have to catch the issue earlier. I mean, we have to catch the issue earlier. So most of the organization nowadays, they create a culture where people share bad news very fast. Okay, for example, delay, for example, shortage, damage before come to the crisis. It's a pro and cons here. So when we are able to catch the issue earlier, we are able to identify what is the mitigation strategies. So this is the power of the technology nowadays. So for example, if there is anything happen in transit, okay, so we already know earlier. So before the mitigations can come into place, we already have the solutions because of number one, just now we are talking about the keep everyone connected. So this is what the policy lah. But again, when we are talking about these two things, it's not necessarily being focused into women, okay, empowerment. It's both lah. So, but how we are as a woman, we are able to catch, okay, this scenario lah. Okay, the third one, for example, support the people on the ground. So we have to be very positive. For example, when drivers, operators, and staff, okay, feel safe or unsafe, okay, we have to always support positive and negative at any time. So positive mindset is very important, not only for ladies, but for men as well. So, but because of the nature of ladies, we are very sensitive. So what we have to do is that we have to act faster, and then we have to be very sensitive to recover faster to any disruptions happen. So based on my experience as well, during my work experience, we have to make a decision very fast. So what we have to do is that we have to support each other. So we have to plan uh, when we have to do it, I mean the decision making, or what if scenario. Okay, so meaning here we have to push for backup plan. We have to identify what is the alternative route. We have to identify who is the extra supplier that are able to overcome all the bottleneck that might happen. So that one, we call it as a sixth sense lah, very important as a leaders in the logistic industry. And of course, we have to always be calm, and then we have to always have a very clear directions. Okay, because logistic industry is very what we call it as very dynamic. Okay, especially in chaos. Okay, the best leaders, okay, will always simplify the priorities and help everyone focus on what matters first. So this is important. I hope I answer your questions.
Yeah, thank you. So to understand what you explained earlier, then so you are the Malaysian in logistic industry then apply some hybrid working hours. Is that correct?
Yes. So most of the
All right, and
companies
also
nowadays, they have 4 days in office, 1 day, or 3+2. So majority of them here.
yeah, that's quite interesting. Well, the reason why I asked because I think Indonesia and Malaysia is quite similar kind of culture and nature. So yeah, woman is always attached to the family more than men.
Yeah.
Well, if you like to have a good career in logistics, then you have to put priority. We can't do both, can we, in the same time? So we have to prioritize what we would like to do with the career or the family. So there's quite still conflict, I think, in our country, like Indonesia or in Malaysia. But it's quite interesting. So I learned from you then we have to have this kind of crisis management team, which is maybe not a lot of women in that team, because when you have a crisis, then just all men do to recover an incident or accident. Is that what you explained earlier?
Yes.
To my
Yes.
understanding. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Bu Siti. It's very insightful. Thank you very much. Nice to meet you. Thank you.
Okay,
Thank
thank you, Bu Neti. Thank you very much for your question and your opinion. Bu Siti, we have in the chat room already from Bu Rara from ULBI. Yeah, he asking about two question. Maybe I will read it, but if not clear understand, maybe later on we can see on the chat room. So the question number one is the first question. What strategy are typically employed by female leaders to enhance supply chain resilience and sustainability amid rapid market changes? That's question first. And the second one, how do female leaders leverage empathy and inclusive communication to build long-term relationship with supplier and stakeholders? Yeah, I think it's a good question for these two questions. So time, I give it to you. You're more expert than me.
All right. Let's talk about the strategies first. Yeah, strategies as a
Okay.
female leaders. Okay. The first one, visibility. Okay, visibility is very important. We as a ladies, of course, we are consider goods in tightening our reporting, and then we are able to get the real-time signal from suppliers. Okay, so meanings we are very good in terms of getting all the reports, and then from there, from all the reports too, we are able to spot the disruptions before it spread. So first, as the female leaders, okay, we have to build the visibility. So build the visibility earlier. So it means we have to have a sense of visibility though, through the reporting that we have, through all the documentation that we have. So that's why, as I told earlier, Excel is very important. So whatever data that we have, we just put into the Excels, and then we try to analyze it earlier so that we are able to spot any disruptions that might happen. Okay, number one. Number two, we are talking about the diversify and add the backup, okay, add the backup plan. So in order for us to avoid a single sourcing, okay, dependency, for example, lah, okay, and then for example, we want to create the alternative routes, okay, and contingency plan. So we have to ensure that we are able to diversify our networking. Okay, not only in industry, same goes to the educations as well. Okay, this is a very good sessions for us to diversify our networking. So meanings we have to understand what is our supplier strength, what is our stakeholder strengths, or maybe their weaknesses. So I believe every one of you here also you are learning the SWOT analysis. So that one is very important because we want to understand what is our internal capability, okay, strength and weaknesses, and what is external opportunity and threat. So this is how we are able to diversify. So number two. And of course, as a female leaders, we have to invest in people and capabilities. People is the backbone of the company success. So when we are hiring people, we have to think how we are able to train them, how we are able to retain them, how we are able to set a clear SOP so that they are able to be in our organizations not only for 2-3 years, but how they are able to become someone in our company so that they are able to get or to provide something to our company. So that's why again here invest in people and capabilities is very important. Of course, we cannot deny on the safety issue. Okay, so safety is always come first. Means we need to have a very clear SOP. Okay, so again, female leaders, we need to have a balance speed with responsibility. Meaning we need to make a very quick decisions, but of course, we still have to protect or we have to still make sure the quality is still there. So quality, we cannot compromise. So in terms of ethics, in terms of the environmental targets as well, that's why just now we are always talking about the ESG. So meaning to say when we are making decisions, we always have to be balanced between speed and responsibility. And of course, collaboration is very important. Collaborations across the functional department. Okay, for example, how we are able to communicate with our procurement department, how we are able to communicate with our logistics, finance, operations, and so on. So collaborations, coordinations is important. And of course, the most important as the female leaders, we have to focus on the long-term value. We have to always prioritize the reliable partners. So we have to always set a KPI, okay, for our reliable partners. We have to always practice the sustainable, or we call it as a green practice, okay. Of course, when we're talking about sustainability, green practices in short terms is always high cost, but we have to look into the long-term cost saving. So this is number one lah. I hope I'm answering Bu Rara questions. Okay. And number two, how do female leaders leverage empathy and inclusive communication? So first, very important, I'm talking here, everybody are listening. Yeah? So that's why listen before negotiate. We have to understand, not listen for respond. Okay. So we listen to understand, only then we negotiate. So only then we ask what is the constraints from the supplier, what is the capacity, what is the cash flow, or any things, especially in terms of compliance. So we have to listen before we negotiate. We have to understand first. Okay. And of course, you as the female leaders, we as a female leaders, we have to communicate very clear. And then if there is any information that we have to convey, okay, we have to convey it earlier as well. Clear and earlier. Right. So this is the way how we are able to attract people to understand further. Okay. Number three, we have to build trust. How we are able to build trust? We need to be fair lah. Okay. So in terms of consistent expectations, transparent performance, okay, and then predictable dispute, for example. Okay. So we have to be very transparent. We have to build trust. So especially when we're talking about KPI, kan, why KPI from one person to another person difference? So we should have a transparent, we should have a fair KPI. So this is number three. Number four, we have to create we call it as the safe to speak up. So meanings we have to have a channel, okay, for our stakeholders, especially our customer, our supplier, to flag any issue without fear. Again, because not all company are willing to do this because they scared of the criticism. So in order for us to be good in our business, we cannot hide all our problems. So we have to listen lah. We have to create a safe to speak up, okay, speak up, okay, for all our stakeholders. Not only for stakeholders, the most important stakeholders is our people. So from there lah we learn, okay. What else? The next one, in order for us to be female leaders which use empathy, empathy and inclusive communications, we have to treat suppliers and partners, okay, what we call it fairly, okay, fairly, okay. Meanings we have to invite them for joint improvement project. We have to provide a training for them to ensure that they are able to understand what is our business and what we require from them. So this is how we treat our supplier as partners, okay, not as a vendor. So they are our business partner. So meaning we have to understand them. They have also to understand us. So this is empathy lah. So we cannot think that they are a rival to us. Okay, and of course we have to always protect the relationship, especially during crisis. Okay, especially when the disruption happen, everybody lost, kan? So we lost focus on stabilizing our relationship. So we keep blaming each other. So we have, as the women leaders, okay, we have to have the empathy, not to blame each other. Okay, we have to always work together, okay, to strengthen what we have now, and become better lah. So that's my thought. Okay.
Okay, thank you very much, Bu Siti, to Bu Rara. I hope it answer your question. Yeah, there are two questions that I believe it is also answer your question already. Okay, now we are still waiting two participants, from the participant to ask the question. Please do not hesitate, but of course, not only female. Male, man, feel free to ask if anything you would like to ask the question from this good evening. Okay, now, yes, we have Pak Adi from Unpam. Yes, of course, you may ask question because this is a question and ask question. The question is, how can the integration of a gender perspective in the design and management of global supply chain quantitatively improve resilience in the mitigation and sustainability performance, and what are the most valid indicators for measuring the contribution of women leadership to strategic decision making amidst global supply chain disruption, for example, conflict geopolitics. So Bu Siti, it seems there are two questions from Mr. Adi. Please, time, I give it to you. Thank you.
Well, very long questions here, yeah.
Yes, correct.
Okay, if I can summarize here, there is a few segments. First, we are talking about the resilient, and then we are talking about the risk mitigations, and we are talking about the sustainability here. Okay. When we are talking about this integrating gender perspective and in terms of quantitatively improve supply chain industry, okay. When we are talking about the integrating gender perspective and how it are able to improve the performance through measurable system, we are talking about this very important things, which is more diverse leadership teams, okay, will reduce the blind spot, meaning what men foresee is totally different with ladies' view. So that's why when there is more diverse leadership team, it will reduce the blind spot, decision blind spot. So this is how we are able to become the resilient. Okay. So firm with gender diverse leadership will always show a faster disruption recovery because of they have a few angle in order for them to overcome the geopolitical conflict, for example. Okay, so women leaders, okay, for example, are more likely to identify risk as what or we already told earlier, kan? We sometimes we are very sensitive, so that's why risk mitigations too can come earlier, so we can detect. So this is where lah the quantitatively, okay, can quantitatively improve the supply chain. Okay, and then because of the women leaders are more likely to sense the risk, okay, this will also lower the supplier failure rate. And then, of course, when we are able to detect the risk earlier, we are able to better compliance with the outcome. And then, of course, we are able to measure what we are supposed to measure. Okay, so this one. And of course, when we want to measure quantitatively to improve the supply chains, we have to always have a higher score of ESG. So meaning here, the stronger supplier labor standard will have a better long-term cost saving, cost stability lah here. So that's why when the gender inclusively into the organizations, so with higher the ESG score, normally it will represent, okay, the stronger supplier relationship. So this is how we are able to sustain lah. So meaning to say here, diversity means the equality will improve, okay, the overall systems of the logistics. So this is number one, part the first part of we are talking about the sustainability performance. And when we are talking about this, the indicator, okay, what is the most valid indicator to measure women leadership? Number one, leadership and decision indicator. So we have to always understand that, okay, the percentage of women in executive supply chain roles and education's and crisis decision teams. So what is the current percentage that we have in the organization? So we have to understand first how many ladies that we have, how many men that we have. Okay, so from there only then we categorize under the leadership and decision indicator. Okay, so from here we have to take time, then take time, okay, from risk detections in order for us to ensure that we are able to take the action to become the resilient. So meaning here, when the disruption happen, okay, we need time to recover. Okay, so time to recover we have to keep track. Okay, so what is the time taken to recover after the major disruptions? So this is the indicator. And then what is the service level? And then what is the supply diversifications ratio before and after the crisis? So this is the resilient indicator that we have to put into the consideration. Some of the indicator. Okay. When we are talking about the risk indicator, okay, the supply interruption, the frequency of supply interruptions, how? Okay, what is the indicator that we have to come out? And then the next one under the risk indicator, maybe we can talk about the supplier compliance and audit pass rates. So this is some of the indicator. Okay, and when we are talking about the sustainability indicator, of course, ESG is the most important indicator, or we call it as a supplier sustainability score. Okay, so as a woman leaders, okay, we have to always understand as well, okay, how the workforce retentions in the supply network. So we have to indicate lah. So before and after. Okay, so in order for everyone here to understand, okay, when global supply chain face the geopolitical disruptions, okay, woman leadership will improve the outcome not only by identifying, but by improving the risk sensing. So we have to sense the risk, we have to coordinate, and then in terms of long-term decision making, the quality of decision making too, we have to ensure that it are able to measure. So this is what lah. This is what we have to do in order for us to ensure that we are able to measure the indicator tu. Okay, so I hope I'm answering Pak Adi. Okay, Pak Stephen.
Yes, yes, Bu. Yeah, thank you, Bu Siti. Yeah, I think there are even 3 questions, but enough insight already. Yeah, again, I think we can. Yeah, this is enough for today. Later on, we can still continue. However, you give insightful to me also that if we like to achieve some goals, yet still for female have to know their obligation as female, but yet still can achieve their goals, they can through this good become leader through logistics. So before we come to closing speech by Prof. Agus, I'm welcome for Bu Meli. Maybe can give 2 or 3 minutes wording regarding what your insight or maybe comment, something you can give to us in this evening, Bu Meli. Please, time to you, 2 or 3 minutes. Thank you. Bu Meli, I think we still cannot hear, yeah? I'm sorry, Bu Meli. I believe still unmute kah? Still mute kah? Is this my connection or maybe?
No, I can hear as well.
Oh, you cannot hear also. Okay, I thought my connection. Bu Meli is still mute, yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry.
Yes, okay. So please don't worry. Your time's not changing. Still 2 or 3 minutes. Even still unmute. 2 and 3 minutes. Bu.
Thank you for Ibu Siti for your explanation about your insight about the woman. Yeah. I hope women can enrich their capabilities to supply chain, supply chain, and can face the disruption about the maybe limitation infrastructure, maybe natural disaster, yeah. So the woman can facing many problems to solving the problem supply chain. That's all, I think, Mr. Stephen.
Yes, thank you, Bu Meli. I think yes, the consumer ready. I give you also insight. I conclude in Bu Meli to all students, mostly female students currently on this evening. Female, don't worry, you're on the right path to become leaders. So now we are come to end of this session. We would like to greet and warm our beloved Vice Rector, Professor Agus, to give closing. Professor Agus, good evening. How are you?
Good. Fine.
Okay.
And how are
Thank
you
you.
today?
Good. We are all good. We are good. Have a
Yeah.
good insight from Bu Siti. So, Pak Gus, please kindly give us a good closing speech from your side to all of us, Pak. Thank you, Prof.
Okay, thank you, Pak Stephen, for giving me the opportunity to deliver the closing remarks. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished lecturer, dear student, and all participants from ULBI and beyond. As we come to the end of the today's session, on behalf of the university leadership, I would like to express our sincere appreciation to Ms. Siti Norida Wahab, Ph.D. from University Teknologi Mara for an insightful and inspiring lecture on the role of women leaders in building resilient supply chains. This session highlighted the unique and valuable strength that a woman leader brings to supply chain management. Qualities such as empathy, adaptability, strong risk awareness, and long-term thinking are not soft skills. They are strategic assets. In time of disruption and uncertainty, these qualities help organizations respond wisely, recover faster, and move forward with a purpose. In a world facing a global crisis, climate changes, and the market volatility, such as leadership is essential for building supply chains that are resilient, sustainable, and inclusive. I would also like to extend my sincere thanks to the organizing committee of ULBI Global Lecturer, the Series 2, for their dedication and professionalism. We strongly believe that the global lecturer like this are vital for our academic community. For our students, today's session offers inspiration, and a broader global perspective on the leadership and supply chain. For our lecturers and researchers, it provides a fresh insight for teaching, research, and international collaboration. Most importantly, it's a strengthened ULBI's engagement with the global academic community. Allow me to close with one key message. Resilient supply chains are not built only by strong systems, advanced technology, or sophisticated model. They are built by leaders who care about the people, who can navigate uncertainty with the courage, and who are willing to lead with the empathy and vision. When we create a more space for women to lead, we are not only promoting equality, and we are strengthening the resilience of our supply chain and shaping a future for our organization and society. With that spirit, we hope ULBI Global Lectures will continue to inspire critical thinking, inclusive leadership, and meaningful global collaboration. Thank you to all participants for your active engagement. We look forward to welcoming you again at our next ULBI Global Lecture. Thank you very much and have a wonderful day.
Yes. Thank you, Prof. Agus. Thank you very much for your insight, good closing speech. Yeah. Thank you very much to all participants. This is a good opportunity for us. We have come to the end. Yet, of course, not forget, I believe that there are a photo session. Yeah. So let it become, things to remember. So I don't know whether all the have conduct already. Okay, now we have come to the photo session for the last one. I believe we can. If not, then I will take the photo session. Okay, please open your camera, and we would like to take up a photo session. To all the team member from ULB, maybe can take the photo session. Okay, let me count. 1, 2, 3. Okay, well, team already done. 1, 2, 3. Give your big smile. Thank you. Again, another session. 1, 2, 3. Yes, I think. Oh, maybe should go to logistic. Okay, let's go. 1, 2, 3. Thank you. Another one. We have 3 sessions. Okay. Yeah, last one. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's enough for today. Thank you for your time. Hope all of us in a good condition, and may Allah bless you all. Goodbye. Bye-bye.
Amin. Thank you very much.
Thank you
Bye-bye.
very much.
Thank you, Bu Siti.
Terima
Thank you.
kasih, Bu
Thank you.
Thank you,
Siti.
Bu
Terima
Siti.
kasih, Bu
See you again.
Siti.
Thank you.
Jumpa
Thank
lagi
you.
di
Terima
lain
kasih
kesempatan,
semuanya.
Bu Siti.
Bye.
Thank you, Bu Siti.